So everyone, really happy to introduce Simon Webb. Now he is one of our stalwarts of the market, been with us for many years, and he's just a lovely chap that we all love having around, who sorts out all our problems and brings people gin as well. Now
Just chocolate, Catherine.
yeah, chocolate for the customers.
I keep the gin for myself.
Fair enough. And you're also quite often to be heard on BBC Wiltshire, is that correct?
Yeah, occasionally. Yeah, I'm the sort of go-to IT guy. How that happened, I really don't know.
But you're
Yeah,
also run the Museum of Computing in Swindon, is that true?
I'm curator of the Museum of Computing in Swindon, which is an amazing place. And if people want a really good couple of hours out, come to Swindon, come and visit us.
When it's open. I mean, not when Swindon's
Yeah.
open.
Yeah. Obviously, we're closed at the moment,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we are sort of once this is all over, we'll be up and running again.
Same as the Bath Artisan Market. We hope.
Indeed, yeah. We're really looking forward to that.
Yeah, no, totally. So you've got such an unusual range. So you're very obviously you've talked a lot about tech, the tech side of you, but this is the antidote to that. What you do, it's writing, it's not typing, and you're making these writing instruments. So do you want to tell everyone what you do and the theme behind it? Your mission?
Well, I was, as you said, Catherine, I was in IT for 30 years. I was a programmer and I did all sorts of stuff. And then 5 years ago, I did a Madonna. I reinvented myself. So I was looking for. So I've always made things. I've always been hands-on. I've always loved working with wood. Ever since I was a boy, me and my dad used to do it. And so I decided I wanted to make things. I wanted to get creative and sort of start producing things that I could sell. So having a relatively small workshop, I decided furniture was out. That was not a possibility. So I started making pens, and I just love what I do. I sort of is an example of something. That's the sort of thing I produce. This is a fountain pen. So I do fountain pens, ballpoints, rollerballs, etc. I use all sorts of beautiful woods in what I do. So yeah, fabulous. And as you said, I've been with Bath Artisan Market. I think it's 4 years at least now. So wow. And it's been just utterly fabulous, Catherine. It's just such a wonderful place full of really talented people, and we're just one big happy family.
We are really, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
That's nice to talk about the market, but let's get back to you and your pens. Now, so you've only showed us one, and you haven't told everybody about the stories. You use wood that has a lot of stories, or you try to find wood from unusual places or memorable places.
I do. I mean, I started out doing. So I'm from Swindon, and we got a beautiful park and a stately home just down the road from where I live, actually called Lydiard Park. And I started business when one of their walnut trees blew down. And it was the oldest walnut tree, one of the oldest walnut trees in the country. It's over 300 years old, and it blew down in a storm. So I contacted the estates manager there and said, "Look, can we make some pens out of this to sell through Lydiard House?" So we started on there, and then the next one I made, Catherine, and this is an amazing story. People don't believe this, but I decided to make some pens for the Steam Museum in Swindon. That's the museum that charts the history of the Great Western Railway. And we found some wood that was linked to the Steam Museum. It was a huge timber called Jarrah, and it was part of the original Swindon Railway Works. So we got hold of this wood, and I made some sample pens. And then one of the volunteers from the Steam Museum contacted me and said, "You might want to come and look at this." He says, "I've been doing some research into what was there, where we found this bit of wood, what was actually there." So a couple of days later, I went into the Steam Museum, and he took me into the library, and he pulled up a screen with a map of the Swindon Railway Works from 1880. And he pointed to a place on the map. He said, "That's where we found your bit of wood." He said it was called the Plate Layers Yard.
It was called the what, sorry?
The Plate Layers Yard.
Plate Layers Yard, yeah.
And he pointed to the same place on the map, and he said, "And your father's desk was there."
No.
And I went, "Oh, so spooky." So yeah, this guy Jack had worked with my father for 5 years in the Swindon Railway Works. Where they found this bit of wood was where Dad worked.
That's amazing.
That's unbelievable. So I've worked with other. I mean, I've got one here, Catherine. This is one of my favourites. So this is oak that came out of Bath Abbey.
Wow.
So as part of the footprint project that's happening at the moment, the big sort of redevelopment work on Bath Abbey. They pulled out this beautiful old oak, and so those are for sale by myself, or in fact in the Bath Abbey shop.
Brilliant. And you also had some wood from the Grapes pub, which has been refurbished, haven't you?
I do, yes, I do. That's just down here, Catherine. That's so this is 300-year-old elm. There was
Amazing.
originally floorboards from the Grapes pub, and anybody who knows Bath knows the Grapes pub is just a fabulous place. And when they were refurbishing it, the landlady who took the place over said, "I don't suppose you'd like any the 300-year-old elm floorboards? These are offcuts, you know." And I said, "Oh yes, please, yeah, that would be fantastic." People love the stories, Catherine. They love the
Yeah.
history behind these woods.
Yeah. And you can actually take bespoke orders, don't you, if somebody has a piece of wood?
I do. So I've had lots of people who've given me wood that's got sentimental value to them. The last one I did a couple of weeks ago was a hammer handle that belonged to my customer's, it was her husband's grandfather. This hammer belonged to. So I turned that into a pen for his birthday, which is a very sort of special thing.
That is special. It's amazing. All of you guys at the market, you really do create things that's so special for people. There's always a story somewhere, which I think that customers love to hear when they come to the market, don't they?
They do. Yeah, people love stories, don't they, Catherine? And you know, when they can buy something that's got, you
Mm,
know,
yeah,
got
definitely.
that embedded in them effectively. And I like to think some of my pens might go on to then write more stories. So
Very good. I hope so
yeah.
too. So they can come and visit you. People can visit you today, can't they, in your room here?
I'm in my Zoom shop here in my kitchen today. So yeah.
Yeah, and also you've got your website, and you've got on your Facebook page, you've got a shop, haven't you? Facebook
I
shop.
have, yeah. That's not sort of fully active at the moment, Catherine. I've been beavering
Okay.
away trying to get that functioning, but doesn't seem to work. So, but if anybody wants anything, just contact me through, probably easiest through the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And I'll be very happy to help you.
Wonderful. Okay, well, it's great catching up with you. I hope you have a good day today. And
Thank you, Catherine.
certainly thank you, Simon. I have to tell everyone has helped so much this week, as has lots of people, Atal as well. But Simon has been there, obviously, IT support.
I'm all videoed out now, videoed out.
Well, have a nice rest of the day. Okay, go and visit
Fantastic.
him, everyone. Go and visit Simon. He's a very nice man, although he can't give you chocolate like he normally does. Bye, Simon.
Thanks, Catherine. Bye-bye.
Bye.